My life became a ghost town after you left, taking everyone with you. This ghost town existence is lonely when all our friends chose your side. Every place we went together is ghost town now, empty of you and them. I'm living in ghost town of my former life, wondering how it got so empty. My social life is ghost town since you left, taking our entire friend group. This ghost town isolation wasn't something I expected when we broke up here. Every place I go feels like ghost town, with memories of us haunt empty spaces. This ghost town existence has me alone in a city that used to be full of people. My phone is ghost town, no message town, no messages from you or anyone we knew together. This ghost town, silence is deafening when I'm used to constant connection before. Living in ghost town, my former life is lonelier than I could imagine then. How did my life become ghost town when it used to be so full of people? Maybe because ghost town happens when one person takes everyone else with them. But this ghost town isolation is teaching me who was actually my friend versus ours. When ghost town remains after you left, with everyone who mattered to me, my life is ghost town. Now that you're gone and took everyone with you, this ghost town isolation is painful when I'm alone in a life that used to be full. Every place feels like ghost town, empty, haunted by memories of when we were here. I'm living in ghost town, trying to rebuild population from scratch alone now. I'm exploring my ghost town life, finding places you never went to avoid memories. But this ghost town spreads everywhere when you occupied so much of my world. Maybe ghost town is temporary until I rebuild social life without you in it. But right now ghost town is my reality, and it's painfully lonely every day here. This ghost town might eventually fill with new people, new memories, new life. But rebuilding after ghost town, devastation takes time, I'm not sure I have. My life is ghost town, and I'm the only resident wandering empty streets alone. Perhaps ghost town is necessary, clearing before rebuilding can begin here. But this ghost town isolation is testing my strength when I'm already broken. When living in ghost town means starting completely over socially without support from people who disappear when you left, taking ghost town approach to my life. My life is ghost town now, now that you're gone and took everyone with you. This ghost town isolation is painful when I'm alone in a life that used to be full. Every place feels like ghost town, empty, haunted by memories of when we were here. I'm living in ghost town, trying to rebuild population from scratch alone now. Eventually my ghost town will fill with new people who are actually mine, when I rebuild social life that isn't dependent on you for population. But today ghost town is my reality, and I'm the lone resident here alone, learning that sometimes you lose everything when you lose one person who mattered. I'm watching us fade away slowly. Everything we build is crumbling. We used to be so strong, now we just fade away. We don't talk like before, the silence grows between us. Fade away is happening now, and neither of us stops it. The spark we had is dying. We're strangers sharing a bed. Fade away our reality. We're too tired to fight anymore, just letting us fade away into nothing at all. Slowly, this is how love dies. Fade away slowly but surely. We're losing what we had, neither fighting to save us. Fade away is our end. Fade away slowly but surely. We're losing what we had, neither fighting to save us. Fade away is our end. I don't recognize us anymore. Fade away has changed everything. We go through motions daily, pretending we're still in love, but we both know the truth. Fade away is almost done. Soon we'll be nothing. We're giving up without words, just letting us fade away. Too exhausted to try anymore. This is our slow death. Fade away slowly but surely. We're losing what we had, neither fighting to save us. Fade away is our end. Fade away slowly but surely. We're losing what we had, neither fighting to save us. Fade away is our end. Maybe fade away is mercy, better than explosive ending. We're just slowly disappearing until there's nothing left. There's an invisible thread connecting us no matter the distance. I feel it pull whenever you're struggling to thinking of me. This invisible thread won't break despite all our attempts to sever it. We're bound together in ways we don't fully understand yet. I try to cut this invisible thread 1,000 times now, but it regenerates stronger every time I think it's broken. This invisible thread defies logic and physical separation between us. I feel you even when you're miles away, living your own life. The invisible thread tightens when you're in pain and need something, like a lifeline I can't ignore no matter how much I want to. This connection we share goes deeper than neither of us admits. Why do we have this invisible thread when we're not together? What purpose does this connection serve if we can't make it work? This invisible thread proves something exists between us still, even though we both try to move forward separately now. This invisible thread keeps pulling me back to you constantly. No matter how far I run, I feel you on the other end. And here, our invisible thread connection is stronger than distance or time. And I don't know if I want it broken or if I need it to survive. When something's wrong, this invisible thread always. Your emotions travel else at reaching me without words needed. This invisible thread connection is beautiful but also painful here, because I feel everything you go through without being able to help. Yeah, but maybe this invisible thread will weaken naturally over time passing, but right now it's as strong as ever, keeping us connected. Yeah, I don't know if I'm grateful for this invisible thread or cursed by it. Perhaps invisible threads connect everyone who's loved deeply once, permanent connections that remain regardless of relationship status. But this invisible thread makes me moving on incredibly difficult for me, when I can still feel you so clearly despite the distance between us. This invisible thread keeps pulling me back to you constantly. No matter how far I run, I feel you on the other end here. Our invisible thread connection is stronger than distance and time, and I don't know if I want it broken or if I need it to survive. Maybe this invisible thread is proof we're meant to find our way back, or maybe it's just the scar tissue from love that ran too deep. Either way, this invisible thread is real and persistent and breakable, and I've stopped trying to sever what refuses to be cut anyway. Yeah. I'm standing at crossroads, unable to choose which path to take forward. This decision, yes, it's paralyzing when both directions lead to uncertain futures. Every moment of standing still is wasted time, but choosing feels impossible. My crossroads is where I'm stuck between moving on and holding on forever. I'm frozen at crossroads, looking at two paths I can't decide between. Yeah, this perilous is worse than choosing wrong, because stale means nothing. Every direction has consequences I can't predict, making decision impossible. I know I need to choose path, but fear of wrong choice is keeping me frozen. This crossroads is where I've been stuck for months, unable to move forward. My indecision is creating stagnation, worse than either path will bring. Every moment at crossroads is time wasted when I should be walking somewhere. Why am I stuck at crossroads when standing still is worse than choosing wrong? Maybe because fear of regret is stronger than desire to move forward anyway. But this paralysis is showing me indecision is its own form of choice to make. Every moment frozen is a decision to stay stuck instead of risking movement forward. I'm standing at crossroads, unable to choose which path to take moving forward. This decision is paralyzing when both directions lead to uncertain future. Every moment of standing still is a wasted time, but choosing feels impossible to do. My crossroads is where I'm stuck between moving on and holding on to you forever. Choose path at crossroads, but fear keeps me frozen here. This indecision is becoming permanent state when I can't force myself forward. Maybe someone will choose for me, but that's a cowardice. I hate it myself, but this crossroads is showing me I'm too scared to risk either direction. Every moment stuck is me wasting time that could be spent walking somewhere. I'm accepting I'm paralyzed at crossroads, unable to move in any direction. Yet this indecision is teaching me about how fear creates stagnation worse than action. Perhaps I'll eventually choose when staying at crossroads becomes more painful. But this paralysis is currently winning when fear is stronger than courage to move. Every moment stuck is wasting precious time I'll never get back to use again. I'm frozen at crossroads, knowing I need to choose but unable to make decision. I'm standing at crossroads, unable to choose which path to take going forward. This decision's paralyzing when both directions lead to uncertain futures unknown. Every moment of standing still is a wasted time, but choosing feels impossible right now. My crossroads is where I'm stuck between moving on and holding on to past forever. Maybe I'll choose path when standing still becomes more painful than moving. When enough time wasted at crossroads forces me to pick direction and walk. But today I'm frozen, unable to choose between paths, both leading to unknown. Learning that crossroads become prisons when fear makes you unable to choose direction. Ooh, direction. The silence is deafening when I need to hear your voice again. This quiet is louder than any noise, making me unable to think clearly. Every moment without sound is screaming absence of you beside me. My deafening silence is worse than any argument we ever had before. I'm sitting in deafening silence that's louder than screaming ever was. This quiet is painful when the absence of your voice is deafening my ears. Every moment without sound is emphasizes in how alone I am without you. I need noise, but silence is so loud I can't hear anything else around me. This deafening quiet is making me insane when I'm desperate to hear something. My ears are ringing from silence that's louder than any sound that exists. Every moment of quiet is screaming your absence, making silence unbearable here. Why is silence deafening when quiet should be peaceful, not painful and loud? Maybe because the absence of your voice is so notable, it creates its own noise. But this deafening quiet is showing me how much I miss hearing you speak. Yeah. Every moment of silence is louder than any actual sound could ever be. Yeah. The silence is deafening when I need to hear your voice speaking again. This quiet is louder than any noise, making me unable to think at all clearly. Every moment without sound is screaming absence of you here beside me now. My deafening silence is worse than any argument we ever had together before. I'm trying to fill deafening silence with any noise, but nothing drowns it out. This quiet is persistent regardless of volume. I create to mask absence. Maybe silence will become normal, but right now it's unbearably loud to me. But this deafening quiet is reminder you're gone in a way that's inescapable. Every moment of silence screams your absence, making quiet impossible to bear. I'm living with deafening silence because nothing feels void, your voice left. All this quiet is teaching me about absence can be louder than presence. Or perhaps deafening silence will fade when your voice becomes distant memory. But this quiet is currently making me unable to think clearly anymore. Every moment without sound is screaming absence. Are you here with me right now? My deafening silence is worse than any argument we ever had in our time together. Maybe silence will become bearable when I adjust to your voice being gone. When deafening quiet becomes normal background instead of screaming absence. Oh, but today silence is unbearably loud, and I'm desperate for any sound at all. Learning that silence can be deafening when it's screaming absence of someone important. I check my mailbox every day, hoping for a letter from you that won't come. This ritual is pointless, but I can't stop looking for your handwriting. Every day brings nothing, but I keep checking anyway like a fool. My mailbox stays empty, proving you're not thinking of me at all. I'm checking this box 3 times daily, hoping something will appear from you. This obsession with paper mail is ridiculous in digital age we live in. Every trip downstairs is me, hoping desperately for physical proof you care. I know you won't write, but checking gives me something to do with hope. This box marks me daily with bills and junk, but never your words. My checking is ritual now, morning, noon, and night like prayer routine. Every time it's empty, I feel rejected all over again by your silence. Why am I checking for mail when you never sent letters, even when we were together? Maybe because handwritten note would mean you thought of me long enough to write. But this box will stay empty because you're not the type to send letters. Every check is me hoping for a miracle that won't happen, no matter how much I want it. My empty mailbox is daily reminder you're not thinking of me at all anymore. This checking ritual is pathetic, but I can't stop hoping you'll write something. Every trip downstairs ends in disappointment when there's nothing from you there. I'm addicted to checking even though I know it will always be empty. I'm considering writing you first just to break this cycle of checking. Empty box, this obsession is unhealthy when I'm organizing my day around mail delivery. Maybe I should stop checking and accept you're never gonna write to me. But this ritual gives me structure, keeps me together to possibility of contact. Every neighbor sees me checking multiple times, looking desperate and pathetic. I'm becoming that person who lurks by mailboxes, hoping for something that won't come. This checking is all I have left of actively waiting for you to reach out. Perhaps I need to redirect this energy into acceptance rather than empty hope. But checking gives me purpose, even if it's futile, it makes me look crazy. Every trip is me maintaining connection to you to listen to through anticipation alone. I know this box will be empty, but I check anyway because hope is hard to kill. This empty space is daily reminder you're not thinking of me at all anymore. My checking ritual is pathetic, but I can't stop hoping you'll write something. Every trip downstairs ends in disappointment when there's nothing from you. I'm addicted to checking even though I know it will always be empty forever. One day I'll stop checking when I've accepted you're never gonna write me. When hope finally dies enough that I don't need this ritual to feel connected. but today I checked 3 times, and I'll probably check again before bed tonight. Turning that empty mailbox a metaphor for empty hope I'm still carrying around. These sheets, ice cold on your side of bed every night now. This temperature reminds me you're not coming back to warm them up. Every night I reach across, hoping to feel your body heat there. My cold sheets are physical proof you're gone from my bed forever. Yeah. I'm lying here shivering because your side is frozen without you in it anymore. These sheets used to be warm from both our bodies tangled together all night. Every night I curl up on your side, trying to warm it with my own body heat. I can't get used to how cold bed feels when you're not here generating warmth. These sheets mob me with their temperature, showing exactly where you used to sleep. My body knows the difference between empty, cold, and warm occupied space you feel. Every shiver is my skin, remembering what it felt like sleeping next to your heat. Why do cold sheets hurt more than empty space when temperature shouldn't matter this much? Maybe because coldness is physical reminder my body can feel that you're really gone. But these sheets stay frozen no matter how much I try to warm your side myself. Every cold night is my body grieving loss of your physical presence beside me. My sheets are frozen on your side, reminding me you're not a woman there anymore. This cold temperature is worse than emptiness because my body feels your absence physically. Every night I shiver, reaching for warmth that's not there where you used to sleep. Oh, wait, these sheets stay ice cold, proving you're gone away. My body can't deny or forget. I'm considering buy electric blanket just to warm your side so I can sleep there. These frozen sheets are keeping me from resting because coldness reminds me constantly. Maybe I should change sheets completely, but these are the last ones you slept in with me. But washing them means losing your scent and warmth, memories still somehow in fabric. Every night I debate which is worse, cold sheets reminding me of warm ones forgetting you. I'm stuck between comfort and memory, choosing memory even though it's making me free. Sheets are teaching me body remembers lost in ways mind tries to forget completely. Yeah. Perhaps I should just buy new sheets and start fresh without temperature reminding me. But these cold sheets are last physical sensation connecting me to sleeping beside you. Every frozen night is my body refusing to forget what it felt like having you. I'll probably keep shivering, cause cold is better than completely forgetting your warmth. These sheets are frozen on your side, reminding me you're not here, woman. My cold temperature is worse than emptiness, because my body feels your absence physically. Every night I shiver, reaching for warmth that's not there where you used to sleep always. My sheets stay ice cold, proving you're gone away. My body can't deny or ever forget. Maybe one day I'll get used to cold sheets when my body forgets your warmth completely. When temperature doesn't trigger memory of sleeping beside you every single night here. But today I'm shivering in bed, missing your body heat more than I miss your love. Yeah, even learning that cold sheets are cruelest physical reminder of person who used to sleep there. We're stuck in the middle of goodbye, unable to finish it. Not together but not fully apart, either just hanging here. This middle of goodbye limbo is torture for us both, I think. Neither of us has the courage to say the final words that end this. We're in the middle of goodbye, and have been for weeks now. You're halfway out the door, but you haven't left completely yet. This middle of goodbye state is confusing and painful for me. I don't know if I should hold on or let go when you're still here. We're in the middle of goodbye, but acting like everything's normal, pretending this isn't an ending, happening in slow motion between us. This middle of goodbye is worse than just ripping a band-aid off quickly. Why are we stuck in the middle of goodbye instead of finishing it? Maybe because saying goodbye for real means accepting it's over. But this middle of goodbye situation is prolonging our suffering and preventing both of us from actually moving forward with our lives. We're in the middle of goodbye, and it's killing me slowly here. This halfway state is worse than being together or being apart completely. Stuck in the middle of goodbye means I can't heal or hold on properly. Someone needs to finish this goodbye, but before we destroy each other entirely. Each other entirely. Tired of being in the middle of goodbye with you, honestly. Either stay and work on us or leave completely, but pick something. This middle of goodbye is unfair to both of us remaining here. We deserve clarity, not this murky in-between state we're existing in. Maybe we're in the middle of goodbye because neither wants to be the villain who officially ends things and takes responsibility for the pain. But staying in the middle of goodbye is cowardice, not kindness to each other. Perhaps the middle of goodbye is where we'll stay indefinitely now, because finishing it requires courage neither of us possesses currently. But this middle of goodbye will eventually become the actual ending. One of us gets tired enough to finally say the words we're avoiding. We're in the middle of goodbye, and it's killing me slowly here. This halfway state is worse than being together or being apart completely. Stuck in the middle of goodbye means I can't heal or hold on properly. Someone needs to finish this goodbye. We don't destroy each other entirely. Eventually we'll get past the middle of goodbye to the actual end, when one of us finds the strength to finish what we've started here. But today we're still stuck in the middle of goodbye, going nowhere. Two cowards unable to finish the ending we both know is coming soon.
My muscle memory still reaches for you automatically without thinking first. This muscle memory hasn't caught up to the fact you're gone from my life. Every muscle memory response reminds me how deeply ingrained you were in me. I need to retrain my muscle memory to stop reaching for you who isn't there. My muscle memory rolls over in bed reaching for you before I wake up fully. This muscle memory movement happens automatically every single morning, still here. I reach for you with muscle memory before my brain remembers you're not beside me. Every muscle memory mistake is its own small grief, reminding me you're gone. This muscle memory includes checking my phone for texts from you constantly. My hands move with muscle memory to text you before I remember we don't talk. Training muscle memory is harder than I expected when you were my default for years. Why does muscle memory persist when my conscious mind knows you're gone completely? Maybe cause muscle memory is trained through repetition over years of us together. But this muscle memory is betraying me daily, making me reach for you who isn't there. I need to reprogram my muscle memory to stop expecting you in every automatic movement. My muscle memory reaches for you in bed, in my phone, in my daily routines, yeah. This automatic reaching reminds me how thoroughly you were integrated into my life. Every muscle memory that reaches for you is painful, reminder you're gone. I'm working on retraining muscle memory to accept my new reality without you in it. I catch myself with muscle memory doing things for you before remembering you're gone. Like making 2 cups of coffee or buying your favorite snacks without thinking first. This muscle memory shopping includes grabbing things you liked automatically in stores. My hands move with muscle memory, selecting items for someone who's no longer here. Maybe muscle memory will fade naturally when enough time passes without you around. But right now muscle memory is strong, keeping you present through automatic movements. This muscle memory is teaching me how deeply you're embedded in my physical routines. Perhaps muscle memory fading is part of healing, when automatic movements forget you. But this memory persistence shows me how long we were together physically daily. Every muscle memory movement is evidence of how integrated you were in my life here. And retraining reaching reminds me how thoroughly you were integrated into my life. Every muscle memory movement that reaches for you is painful, reminder you're gone. I'm working on retraining muscle memory to accept my new reality without you in it. Yeah. Eventually my muscle memory will forget you when enough time passes, building new patterns. When reaching for you no longer happens automatically because you've been gone so long. But today muscle memory still expects you everywhere, and I'm consciously correcting it until the day comes when muscle memory finally accepts you're not part of my routine anymore.
You outgrew me like clothes that don't fit anymore, can't be worn again. This outgrew me reality. It's hard to accept when I stay the same always. Everyone says you outgrew me, but it feels more like you left me behind. When you outgrew me, I became obsolete in your new life. You're building, you outgrew me, and I don't know if that's my fault or just natural evolution. This outgrew me situation makes me feel like I wasn't enough to grow with you. When you outgrew me, you needed things I couldn't provide anymore to you. Maybe you outgrew me because I stayed stagnant while you kept changing, growing. This outgrew me explanation makes logical sense, but emotionally it destroys me. You outgrew me means I became too small for the person you were becoming. But outgrew me feels like I failed when maybe it was just natural divergence. How do you know when someone outgrew you versus just decided to leave you? Maybe because outgrew me implies it wasn't personal, just incompatible evolution. But this outgrew me reality feels personal when I'm the one being left behind. While you outgrew me and continued forward without looking back at all here. You outgrew me like I was phased, you needed to move past entirely. This outgrew me status makes me feel like I was never meant to be permanent. When you outgrew me, I became obsolete version you upgraded from naturally. I'm stuck at a level you outgrew while you're advancing without me in your life. Instead of letting you outgrow me alone. This outgrew me situation might have been avoidable if I tried harder to evolve. But you outgrew me and I didn't see it happening until you were already gone. This outgrew me reality is teaching me I need to keep growing, not stay static. Perhaps you outgrowing me was necessary for both of us, even though it hurts. But outgrew me feels like failure when really it might just be natural selection. You outgrew me and found someone at your new level while I'm still at the old one. Perhaps being outgrown isn't shameful, just evidence people evolve differently. But this outgrew me status makes me feel inadequate when you became more. When you outgrew me, it means I wasn't enough to keep up with your evolution. And that realization is painful, even if it's nobody's fault but natural growth. You outgrew me like I was phased, you needed to move past entirely. This outgrew me status makes me feel like I was never meant to be permanent. When you outgrew me, I became obsolete version you upgraded from naturally. I'm stuck necessary. When I've evolved enough to be an outgrown, doesn't feel like personal failure. But today you outgrew me, and I'm still processing what that means for my worth. Learning that being outgrown is painful, but doesn't mean I was worthless to begin with. We've passed point of no return, where going back is impossible now. This threshold was crossed without noticing, until too late to reverse our pain. Yeah. Every step forward takes us further from possibility of returning to before. My point of no return is moment everything became permanently unfixable between us. I'm realizing we passed point of no return without knowing it at time. This threshold was crossed, silently making reversal impossible to achieve now. Every moment since crossing has taken us further from being able to return. I wanna go back, but point of no return means that's impossible forever. This crossing was invisible until too late to stop ourselves from passing. My awareness came too late when we're already too far past return point. Every step forward is further from possibility of undoing what's been done. Why did we pass point of no return without recognizing threshold we crossed? Maybe because point is only visible in hindsight when return is already impossible. But this threshold is showing me we're beyond fixing when return isn't possible. Every moment past point is taking us further from any possibility of returning. Yeah. We've passed point of no return, where going back is impossible to do now. No. This threshold was crossed without noticing until too late to reverse direction. Every step forward takes us further from possibility of returning to what we were. My point of no return is moment everything became permanently unfixable forever. Once crossed can't be uncrossed, regardless of desperate attempts. Maybe we shouldn't have crossed, but hindsight doesn't change fact, we're past it. But this point of no return is permanent line we've crossed beyond reversal. Every attempt to go back fails because threshold doesn't allow return once past. I'm accepting point of no return means we're done beyond any fixing possible.
unfixable here. Maybe point of no return will hurt less when I accept for his only option. When enough time passes, that trying to return feels pointless instead of painful. But today I'm past point, wanting desperately to return, knowing it's impossible. Learning that point of no return is threshold that once crossed can never be uncrossed.
I'm terrified of running into you somewhere around town accidentally. This running into you anxiety affects everywhere I go in public spaces. Every time I leave house, I'm scanning for you, hoping to avoid running into you. But running into you is inevitable in small town we both still live in. I almost running into you at coffee shop yesterday and fled immediately. This running into you fear has me avoiding places we used to frequent together. Every location carries risk of running into you, making me anxious leaving house. This running into you eventually will happen, no matter how hard I try avoiding. I rehearse what I'll say. Running into you happens so I'm not caught off guard, but running into you will probably make me forget every rehearsed word I've practiced. This running into you anxiety is making me prisoner in my own city here. Why am I so terrified of running into you when it's just seeing X briefly? Maybe because running into you will confirm you're fine while I'm still broken. But this running into you fear is limiting my life when I'm avoiding too much to prevent running into you in places I have every right to visit too. I'm scared into you and being forced to make small talk pretending. This running into you scenario plays in my head every time I go out anywhere. What do I say when running into you happens and I have to act normal, not devastated? The running into you inevitability hangs over me, making me anxious constantly. Maybe running into you won't be as bad as I'm imagining it will be. But this running into you fear is based on not knowing what you'll say or do. When running into you happens, will you ignore me or acknowledge we existed? This running into you, unknown is worse than actual event will probably be. Perhaps I should stop avoiding and accept running into you will happen eventually. But running into you prepared feels better than running into you surprised. This running into you anxiety is teaching me I can't avoid life to avoid you. Perhaps when running into you actually happens, it'll bring relief, not anxiety. But
outside, climactic relief. But until then, running into you, anxiety affects every public outing I take. This running into you, feel a lesson when I'm healed enough not to care about seeing you or what you think. Inevitable running into your curse. I'm looking at shattered mirror, seeing fractured versions of myself reflected. This broken glass shows me in pieces I can't put back together anymore. Every shard reflects different part of me that doesn't connect to whole. My shattered mirror is proof I'm broken beyond recognition of who I was. I'm staring at shattered mirror, seeing myself fragmented into 1,000 pieces. This broken reflection shows me I'm no longer the whole person I used to be. Every shard shows different version, making it impossible to see real me. I can't look at myself anymore, because mirror is shattered beyond repair. This broken glass is perfect metaphor for how broken I am inside now. My reflection is fractured into pieces that don't form coherent image. Every shard shows damage, proving I'm shattered beyond putting back together. Why is mirror shattered when it used to show me clearly as whole person? Maybe because losing you shattered me, and mirror is reflecting that damage. But this broken glass is showing me I'm fragmented beyond any repair possible. Every shard reflects piece of broken me that doesn't connect to make whole. I'm looking at shattered mirror, seeing fractured versions of myself in glass. This broken reflection shows me in pieces I can't put back together now. Every shard reflects different part of me that doesn't connect to form. My shattered mirror is proof I'm broken beyond recognition of who I was before. The shattered mirror, but broken glass cuts me. This broken reflection can't be fixed when too many shards are missing now. Maybe I need new mirror, but that won't fix fact that I'm what's broken. But this shattered glass is honest reflection of fragmented person I've become. Every shot shows truth that I'm pieces, not whole person anymore here. I'm accepting shattered mirror because it's showing me reality I can't deny. This broken glass is teaching me about how damage becomes visible eventually. Perhaps shattered mirror will be replaced when I'm ready to see myself whole. But this broken reflection is honest, showing me I'm fragmented beyond repair. Every shard is a piece of truth about damage I'm carrying that's irreversible now. I'm shattered like mirror, proving broken glass is accurate reflection of me. I'm looking at shattered mirror, seeing fractured versions of myself reflected back. This broken glass shows me in pieces I can't put back together anymore now. Every shard reflects different part of me that doesn't connect to make whole person. My shattered mirror is proof I'm broken beyond recognition of who I was before this. Maybe I get new mirror when I'm ready to see myself whole again someday. When enough healing happens, that reflection is coherent, not shattered into pieces. But today mirror is shattered and I'm seeing fractured versions of broken me. truth about damage you're carrying inside yourself. Sorrow is deep sadness that lives in my chest permanently now. This profound grief is heavier than any burden I've carried before. Every moment of sorrow is me weighted down by sadness I can't release. My sorrow is companion that never leaves, making happiness impossible. I'm drowning in sorrow that's become permanent, resident in my chest. This profound sadness is heavier than anything I've experienced before. Every moment of sorrow is me carrying weight I can't put down ever. I'm living with grief so deep it's become part of who I am now. This profound sadness is not temporary but permanent state of being. My sorrow is companion I never wanted but can't escape from anymore. Every moment of deep sadness is me weighted down by grief that won't leave. Why is sorrow so heavy when sadness shouldn't weigh this much physically? Maybe because profound grief is weight that affects your entire being. But this deep sadness is showing me sorrow has become a permanent part of me. Every moment of grief proves sorrow is heavier than any burden before. Sorrow is deep sadness that lives in my chest permanently right now. This profound grief is heavier than any burden I've carried before this. Every moment of sorrow is me weighted down by sadness I can't release. My sorrow is companion that never leaves, making happiness impossible. Trying to release sorrow, but profound sadness is too deep to lift. This grief might be permanent when sorrow has become part of my identity. Maybe sorrow will lighten, but deep sadness is all I can feel right now. But this grief is teaching me about how sorrow becomes permanent companion. Every moment of deep sadness is me understanding sorrow is here to stay. I'm accepting sorrow because releasing it seems impossible when it's this deep. This profound grief is teaching me about how sorrow weighs you down permanently. Perhaps sorrow will lighten when enough time passes, healing profound grief. But this deep sadness is currently permanent, making joy impossible to feel. Every moment of sorrow proves grief is too heavy to release or put down. I'm sorrowful accepting deep sadness might be permanent companion forever. Ooh, sorrow is deep sadness that lives in my chest permanently here now. This profound grief is heavier than any burden I've carried before ever. Every moment of sorrow is me weighted down by sadness I can't release. My sorrow is companion that never leaves, making happiness impossible. Maybe sorrow will lighten when profound grief heals enough to relieve. When enough time passes, that deep sadness becomes bearable instead of crushing. But today sorrow is heavy and profound grief is all I can feel. Learning that sorrow is deep sadness, so heavy it becomes permanent companion. Permanent companion.
I'm stuck in neutral, can't move forward or back. Neither healing nor hurting, just existing here. This stuck in neutral state is worse than pain, because at least pain means I'm feeling something. I'm stuck in neutral, not sad but not happy either. Just going through motions of living without actually. The state of being stuck means I'm not progressing at all. Can't move forward toward healing or back to what we were. I'm stuck in neutral emotion and completely numb to everything. Not crying anymore, but not smiling either, just existing here. This limbo is worse than the acute pain I felt before. Being stuck in neutral means I'm frozen in time completely, not moving in any direction, just stuck in this moment. This state of numbness is my mind protecting me maybe, but it's also preventing me from actually healing properly. I'm stuck in neutral, can't move forward at all. Not healing, not hurting, just existing in this space. The state of being frozen is worse than the pain, because at least pain. Man, I was processing what happened. I'm stuck in neutral and people think I'm doing better, cause I'm not crying but I'm not better. I'm just numb, this stuck state means I'm avoiding dealing with everything by shutting down all emotions instead of feeling them through. I need to get unstuck from neutral and feel something again, even if that means going back to pain temporarily here. This numbness is not healing, it's just postponing the inevitable. Being stuck in neutral is my stalling tactic from reality. I'm avoiding the work of actually dealing with losing you. This frozen state feels safe, but it's keeping me trapped in a place where I can't move forward toward actual healing. I'm stuck in neutral, can't move forward at all. Not healing, not hurting, just existing in this space. The state of being frozen is worse than the pain, because at least pain. And I was processing what happened. Maybe being stuck in neutral is necessary for now, but I need to find a way to get moving again soon. This frozen state can't last forever, I know that. And eventually I'll have to feel everything I'm avoiding. I'm waiting for an apology, that will never come. You'll never admit what you did wrong to me. This apology I need will stay in my imagination, because you're too proud to ever say sorry. I deserve an apology for how you treated me, but you'll never give me that satisfaction here. The apology I'm waiting for requires you admitting fault, and that's something you're incapable of doing ever. I replay what I want you to say to me constantly, but the apology I need will never leave your lips. You'd rather pretend you did nothing wrong at all. The apology I deserve will heal so much of this pain, but you won't give it, because that means taking blame. I'm waiting for something that will never happen here. An apology from someone who thinks they're never wrong. I'll never get the apology I deserve from you at all. You're too stubborn to admit the hurt you caused me. This apology I'm waiting for is just a fantasy now that keeps me stuck, hoping for something impossible. The apology I need includes acknowledging specific things, not just a general sorry, but actual understanding shown. But you'll never give me that level of accountability, because admitting what you did means facing who you are. I've accepted that the apology will never come from you, so I'm learning to give myself the closure I need instead, without waiting for words you'll never say to me. The apology I'll never give you still control me here, keeping me attached, hoping you'd eventually see the truth. But I'm done waiting for an apology that won't come. I'm giving myself permission to move on without it now. I'll never get the apology I deserve from you at all. You're too stubborn to admit the hurt you caused. This apology I'm waiting for is just a fantasy now that keeps me stuck, hoping for something impossible. Maybe not getting the apology is the lesson I needed to learn, that closure comes from within, not from others. I'll never get the words I want from you, that's clear, but I can give myself the acknowledgement I deserve. I found box we made together, buried in my closet yesterday. This was supposed to be open in 5 years, when we'd still be us. Every item is painful reminder of future we plan but won't have. A box is sitting open, because open it alone feels wrong. Our box contains letters we wrote to future us, predicting where we'd be. This assumed we last 5 years, but we barely made it to 2 here. Every item is evidence of how confident we were about our future together. I'm staring at it, debating whether to open it alone or keep it sealed forever. This was made during our happiest time, when everything felt possible. Our box is monument to naivety we had about relationships surviving anything. Every letter inside probably predicts marriage, kids, future we'll never have. Why did we make this when we couldn't even make it 2 full years together? Maybe because it represents hope we had before reality destroyed us here. But this is mocking me now, showing how wrong we were about lasting. Every item inside is future that won't happen, dreams that die with us. I found time capsule we made assuming We last longer than we actually did. This box is a painful reminder of confidence we had about our future together. Every item inside represents plans and dreams that won't come true now. Our capsule sits unopened because opening it alone would be too devastating. I'm debating destroying this without opening it to avoid more pain here. This contains a version of us that doesn't exist anymore and now. Maybe it should be open to remind me why we didn't work out after all. But our box probably shows us at our best, which might make things worse. Every decision is impossible. Open and hurt or keep sealed in wonder. This is last sealed piece of us I control having access to still. I'm learning this is cruelest reminder of futures that don't come to pass. Perhaps this should stay sealed as monument to what we thought we'd be. But this is tempting me to open it and see what we predicted back then. Every moment of debate is me wanting to live hope we had together. I'm torn between opening this and destroying it without looking inside. Our capsule we made assuming we last longer than we actually did here. This box is a painful reminder of confidence we had about our future together. Every item inside represents plans and dreams that won't come true now. Our time capsule sits unopened because opening it alone would be too devastating. Maybe one day I'll open this when I'm healed enough to handle contents. When seeing our predictions won't destroy me, but just remind me of who we were. But today this stays sealed because I'm not ready to face that hope. Learning that capsules are painful when futures they predict don't materialize. We have unfinished business between us that never got resolved before you left. This unfinished business, it's heavy on my chest when I think about us ending. So many things unsaid, undone, unresolved. Our unfinished business haunts me daily. I need closure, but our unfinished business means I'll probably never get it fully. We have unfinished business, conversations we started but never finished completely. This unfinished business includes apologies, never given explanations, never offered either. Our unfinished business is the worst part of how we ended so abruptly suddenly. You left with unfinished business, dangling between us unresolved forever now. I keep trying to finish unfinished business alone, but I need you for closure. But you're not available to finish unfinished, leaving me stuck with it. This unfinished business will haunt me until I find a way to resolve it without you. Why did you leave with unfinished business when you knew I needed answers from you? Maybe because unfinished business was easier than a difficult conversation quiet. But this unfinished business is torturing me when you're free from it, living your life, while I'm stuck with unfinished business that can only be resolved if you come back. Yeah. We have unfinished business that will never be finished. Now you're gone for good. This incomplete ending is worse than a bad ending. Would've been with closure here. Our unfinished business means I'm stuck in limbo, unable to fully move forward yet. I need to finish unfinished business, but you're not available, help me do it. trying to finish unfinished business alone by writing letters I'll never send you. But unfinished business requires both people, and I only have myself to work with. This unfinished business might be permanent, something I carry forever unresolved. Maybe unfinished business is the price of sudden endings without proper goodbyes here. Yeah. I wish we could finish unfinished business properly with actual conversations and closure. But you left, and our unfinished business is mine alone to carry forward, going forward. This unfinished business is teaching me some engines don't come with resolution at all. Perhaps I need to make peace with unfinished business never being finished ever. Yeah. Find my own closure without needing you to participate in finishing it properly. But this unfinished business feels incomplete, like a sentence without punctuation here. I'm suspended in unfinished business with no way to resolve it without your help. We have unfinished business that will never be finished. Now you're gone for good. This incomplete ending is worse than a bad ending would have been with closure here. Our unfinished business means I'm stuck in limbo, unable to fully move forward yet. I need to finish unfinished business, but you're not available, help me do it. Maybe one day our unfinished business won't matter when I've healed enough to let it go. Needing resolution and closure from you to move forward with my own life, yeah. But today this unfinished business weighs heavily, preventing me from fully moving on. When so much was left unsaid, unresolved, finished between us before you disappeared.